Bashir Ahmed has come out to tell him that that word is a treasonable offense. That now that an Igbo man is inciting, now nobody has come out to caution him. Now, if the federal government takes action on him, people will say the federal government sorry, the Igbos have been targeted, sir.
They don't also has been calling for division. There has been series of concerned northern forum or organization, or whatever you may call it, has always called for Nigeria to go their separate ways. What the fact that they thought they were actually on the winning side, when they were busy advocating Islam, going from one nation and other, registering Nigeria under OIC. They thought that it has gotten to that level, but they were surprised to see, the likes of voices like Mazin Nnamdi Kanu rising and, of course, reawakening the people's consciousness, and that's what happened. So, if they are saying that Odumeje should be charged for treason, of course, every Nigerian, as I'm speaking to you now, holds that view or perspective that Nigeria is no longer a reliable nation. It's no longer a reliable nation. Let me give you a quote from Jonathan. Jonathan also said it. That Nigeria, as a country, as a nation, it need to be disunited for people to get their freedom. That Nigeria has never been a nation. Talk less of being a country. Yes, talk less of being a country. Nigeria is not even a nation. Talk less of being a country. So citing so many examples. When right from the days of the founding fathers of this country, who has also taken some of that position. Before now. So Odumeje is actually very correct. And anybody that is pretending over the unity of Nigeria to continue does not mean well for himself, for his family, for his generation. The fact still remains that what Odumeje is saying, that unity in Nigeria is a complete scam, a conspiracy of corruption, a land, whose togetherness was based on, falsehood, forced marriage, and that is why you could not to see every now there's always crack in all ramification. That Nigeria have never taken a very solid step forward up to this moment. So unless we could not to pretend over the reality, but one day the reality on ground will tell us the actual truth of what Nigeria is all about and what Nigeria is.
And so what's the reality on ground? Because we've seen different persons saying that this country might not last long. And so, to your own point of view, what's the reality on ground, sir?
That is what Odumeje said, and that I'm going to visit Mazin Nnamdi Kanu. And my visit, he has a lot of voice, he has a lot of followers, he has a lot of people who are also watching him, that is going to visit Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, and that the unity of this country cannot stand. I think that is the reality on ground, and that is where nations and countries around the world are being attracted over the issue of Nigeria. Bills are being discussed in acts, are being publicly deliberated by the congressmen on how to keep Nigeria disunited. So that's the reality on ground. That is part of the reality on ground. U.S. government is sending troops. Nigeria is being discussed in the U.S. government up to this moment. So yes, that is it. The world is finding a solution to the Nigerian, jihadist tendencies. That's is the truth. Because when the America is talking about jihad, they are talking about genocide. They are already telling you that jihad is actually, the banner of whatever they are looking at, and that is what it is.
That jihad is
The banner. You know, it's when they say the banner of God is love. The banner they are saying there, you know, behind the banner. If you look at the banner there is not even, you know, genocide, Christian genocide. Behind the banner, if you look at the banner, is just is jihad. Behind the, you know, banner written jihad is completely Christian genocide and massacre that has been going on for over 40 decades.
Over 40 decades.
Yes. You know, so
You mean the Christian genocide?
it has been going on for over 40 decades.
Over 40 decades.
Yes, more than
Over 40 years.
yeah, more than 40 decades.
Okay,
You know, I think I said it yesterday. You know that this is 220 years of you know jihadist movement in Nigeria. 220 years, you know. Whatever extent they get, whatever state they get, you know, they tend to continue from there. Just like what Bola Tinubu was telling the whole world, that is going to continue from where and Buhari actually stopped.
But sir, in 2 minutes, sir, you said the struggle is here and the struggle is here. Do you think this struggle would be actualized anytime soon? Someone told me yesterday, and that he's certain that the struggle would be actualized this year. I want to get your point of view, sir.
It depends on what American they are going to decide at the end of the day. You know, if American government, because see, at this point in time where everybody is virtually mocking and trying to say a lot of things about the Igbo nation, why did they go to war? For sentencing Nnamdi Kanu and all that. Yes, they have right to say whatever they want to say, you know, about the Igbo nation. The Biafrans themselves, you know, are extremely careful now because they know they are already the target, and now it has gotten to that point where we have a lot of arms, you know, on the side of the north, you know, and the world is watching this thing happen on daily basis. I think what we need is a superior force, you know, to get involved in Nigerian problem. A superior force, you know, a force that is greater than Nigeria, you know, to step in. Yes, to step in. But the truth still remains that the unity can no longer work, because if Donald Trump fails, he has to do the needful by dividing Nigeria, then he has endangered the life of Christians in this part of the country. Because he has the less than few years to live. And if he lives and was not able to, you know, do anything with American presence, soldiers here and there, and at the end of the day, another government will come and say this policy is just simply rubbish and withdraw everything. Then you have equally set Nigeria on a fury and chaotic, you know, mode that will result into a serious bloodshed. So to avoid that completely, you know, is to do the needful, to get into the struggle and know that the struggle that will solve this problem, because it is religion related. It is religion related. It is a political religion conquest jihadist agenda. So they are just what it is. And the only way people are telling the US government is just to proclaim that from henceforth Nigeria community is a threat to Christians and humanity, and therefore the quest for sovereignty of people who are already, they cannot tell us that self-determination is a crime now. America cannot tell that. So, you understand? And they cannot say that this contraction should continue. If they tell that, they have endangered and of course put the entire Christians in Nigeria at risk.
Thank you for your wonderful submission, sir.
Nnamdi Kanu was arrested from Kenya by late President Muhammadu Buhari. And Buhari did not arrest any single Boko Haram leaders. He did not arrest any single Boko Haram financiers. Nnamdi Kanu was arrested from Kenya to Nigeria, even after United Arab Emirates government gave Muhammadu Buhari 6 names of Boko Haram sponsors. 6 of them. He did not arrest any of them. Muhammadu Buhari pursued Sunday Igboho I hope you have not forgotten. Northern leaders kept quiet. Now, Malam Nasir El-Rufai is crying out that he too now may be arrested by Tinubu. But if you have not done anything wrong, Tinubu will not arrest you. That's a fact. Only if you have done something wrong. So, you should not be afraid of arrest by Tinubu, because the US government, with the intelligence that they are going to provide to Nigeria, many people who are sponsoring this terrorism in the north, they will be exposed one after the other. Before I proceed further, let me give my new viewers who are watching for the first time. If you are watching for the first time, kindly subscribe to this YouTube channel, on notifications, drop your comments, click the like button, and also share this video. Kindly like and share as you are watching, and also drop your comments. Kindly subscribe if you have not subscribed, and also on notifications. Be a part of this YouTube family. Like and share, be a part of us, and also come in and drop your own comments. Let's continue. Malam Nasir El-Rufai, as a former governor in Kaduna State, look at what happened to the Christians in that part of Nigeria. In Kaduna, look at what happened to Christians, and look at how their lives were made. God have mercy. Their lives were made miserable, especially in southern Kaduna, where they were majorly Christian population in southern Kaduna, while Malam Nasir El-Rufai was a governor. It was Malam Nasir El-Rufai that first introduced a Muslim ticket in Kaduna. Before, a Muslim is the governor, the vice has always been a Christian. Namadi Sambo, former Nigerian vice president, he was a Muslim. When Yaradua died and Jonathan became a president, Namadi Sambo was chosen to be a vice. So he left governorship position and was a vice to Goodluck Jonathan. Then a Christian who was a vice to him, Ibrahim Yakowa, was made a governor. But look at how the man died. All these things are the problems. So the first Muslim ticket in Kaduna was being spearheaded by Malam Nasir El-Rufai. The same El-Rufai supported President Bola Tinubu because he took him and Ganduji. They took him around the north and everything. But then he was not made a minister for whatsoever reason. And this has caused friction between him and President Bola Tinubu. He described Bola Tinubu as like a political enemy, that their line does not part. That's what he said. That him and President Bola Tinubu, their lines does not cross paths. So we are looking at this stage, the level of that hypocrisy that is coming from Malam Nasir El-Rufai. You are afraid of being arrested. But when people like Nnamdi Kanu was arrested, what did you say? The US government, in pointing talks to other leaders, I have told you several times, many of them will be affected. The US government have said enough is enough. And this will affect many other people, like it or not. So there is nowhere they will run to. The US government have said, and many of them are collapsing one after the other. ACF has cried out. That is the Arewa Consultative Forum. They have cried out that there is a lot of poverty and insecurity in the north. So the north is collapsing. That is why they are now begging Nigeria on unity. They are telling all Nigerians, we must not allow any foreign nations to divide us. Now here we do. They are telling all Nigerians, we must never allow any foreign nations to divide us. But a big question is, are we united in the first place?